Today we're going to compare Gemini Nano Banana to ChatGPT AI image generation. We're going to see which one's better when it comes to generating 3 different images that you could leverage for your personal brand. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Shanae Murray. I have almost 1 million followers on LinkedIn, and I use both of these tools, but really one more than the other, to generate AI images, not just for myself, but for my clients. One thing that I can tell you is that if you strategically create an AI image and you attach a story to it, it will more than likely outperform a real image. And it could do so even for someone with a small following. Over the weekend, I had a client. It's her first post in her first campaign. She has 2,000 followers. Now she has 2,500, but her post got 900 plus likes. It was an AI generated image with a story. This isn't the only case. I've done it for myself. I've also done it for other clients. And if it's done right, it could be extremely powerful. Let's start. We'll start with Gemini Nano Banana. You get there by going to gemini.google.com/app. Click create image. So you're going to click create image, and then you're going to upload a reference photo. With the reference photo, you want to have in mind that it's going to scale a little bit of the essence. So let's say that my hair was red and now it's not red. I don't want to use a photo with red hair because it's going to keep, if I have glasses in the photo, it's going to lean towards generating images with the glasses. I'm going to just upload my headshot here, my reference photo. This is a real headshot. So I do highly recommend you use a real photo. This is the headshot photo that I had taken a couple years ago. The only real difference is that maybe my hair was 2 inches longer. That won't be the case in a couple months, but nothing has drastically changed. And so I could use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the prompt. A photorealistic executive headshot. It's framed from the shoulders up. I'm supposed to be wearing a white blazer with a luxury fitted white turtleneck. Here's a little bit of the lighting, the background, the lens, and candid smile. I'm going to click submit, and then it will start to generate the photo. What we're going to do as this generates is we're going to do the same thing inside of ChatGPT. And the way that we do that is you would just go to ChatGPT, paste the same prompt. You would click the plus sign, and then you would add the same headshot. And then here you would click create image, just so that it's tagged under image. It's the same prompt, same photo, and we're going to click the up button. Gemini Nano Banana completed the prompt. Here we see what it created. Looks good. I like it. If you like it, what you'll do is you could hover over it and click download. What I like is that it didn't just take this image and basically put me in a white turtleneck. It kept the essence of this image, and then it changed the pose. It kept my body size pretty much the same, my hairstyle pretty much the same, the wrinkles pretty much the same. My smile doesn't look fake. The skin texture looks really real. Like there's a little greasy or glossiness. And if I went to a photo shoot today, it's probably 87% of the way there of how it would really look, especially if I just put in a couple of extensions for that same hair length. Again, if I like it, I can download it, or down here, I could redo and I could regenerate an entire new photo. Let's go to what ChatGPT generated, and then we'll compare. This was the output for ChatGPT with the same prompt. I like it. I like it, but I don't like it as much as the other one. There's a few reasons why. The pose of the neck, the way my neck is turned is seeming a little bit weird to me. Maybe I'm just being kind of nitpicky with that. I do like the ratio of how much space my body or my head is taking up on the photo. I could tell that it took a lot of just this photo and kept it pretty much the same stance and almost just changed the outfit. And when you're looking at generating the images for your personal brand, you want them to seem very natural. That's what I would lean towards. For this prompt, I'm going to lean towards Gemini Nano Banana. Not to say that this is bad, but just to say that I like Gemini Nano Banana's essence a little bit better. Seems more natural to me. For ChatGPT, if I wanted to download this, I would just click download. And as of now, there's no regenerate circle, which I'm sure they'll create in a very short amount of time. I will say though that based on the newest AI image generation capabilities of ChatGPT compared to the previous one, they've made tremendous progress. This was the second image generation of the same prompt within Nano Banana. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. Now let's go to a second prompt. You could do this one of two ways inside of Nano Banana. You could always come up here and click edit prompt. And then what you would do is you would insert the new prompt here. I don't recommend doing that though, because there's a way where you could see all the photos that you've generated. And when you see that library, if you continue to change the prompts within the same chat, you lose the history of what prompt you used. So I wouldn't necessarily do that. What we'll do is we'll click up here and we'll click new chat, paste this prompt. So this is create a dramatic black and white editorial close-up portrait of this person. Face is directly towards the camera. Eyes are looking straight into the lens. Hair is swept back naturally with minimal styling. Okay. And then all I'm going to do again is click create image and upload my headshot. And then I'm going to click submit. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the same thing inside of ChatGPT. Upload the same headshot reference photo, click the upward blue arrow, and let it generate. Here for Nano Banana looks pretty good. It is definitely what I asked for. So create a dramatic black and white close-up of this person. The only thing here is that my chin is not a cleft chin, and the shadows seem a little bit weird, but honestly, how the face looks other than the chin, it looks very, very natural. If I want to redo, I could just click redo. We'll go to ChatGPT. And this doesn't really look like me, right? I feel like I look like one of those supermodels. I think it took a little bit essence of a Victoria's Secret supermodel, but this is just not how my chin is. It changed my mouth, it changed my lips, it changed my nose. It also kept the same shirt on, which I think is a little bit strange. This is not a win for me. Gemini won this one as well. So far, Gemini is taking the cake. All right, let's do the last prompt. We'll do a more motion one. You'll click create image, which you could do also by clicking tools. You could also just click here, upload the exact same headshot. This is create an image of this person in front of a podcast microphone dressed in a mock neck luxury blouse in a simple recording or office setup that feels credible and polished. This should be like I'm being interviewed on a podcast. We'll see. And we'll do the same for chat. So here's the image that Nano Banana produced. It does seem natural. It seems like I am in the middle of a conversation. And what we could do now is test adjusting a little bit of the image. Make the blouse black, make her wear podcast headphones. The one upside with ChatGPT images so far that is that when you download them, there won't be a marker on the image. When you download the Gemini Nano Banana image, there is this little watermark. You see the little signal here? It's like a little diamond. And there are ways to remove it in Canva or your iPhone. There's probably apps to remove it as well, but just keep that in mind. This is a lot more like me, and I could even change the background. I could say, make it seem like she's using her hands to express herself in mid-conversation, but for the most part, it looks very natural. Let's see what ChatGPT did. Struggling a little bit. It doesn't seem like I'm being interviewed. It just seems like I have a podcast microphone in front of my face. However, I did follow the prompt. So create an image of this person in front of a podcast microphone. With ChatGPT, you may have to tend to be a lot more specific. For me, with the prompting, I like the intuitiveness of Gemini. Its programming just understands how to make things seem more natural. And what I'll do with this one as well is I'll add the adjustments. Make the blouse black, make her wear podcast headphones. This is a little bit better. I feel like there's a lot of space between this ear and the headphone, but we're getting closer. It's not bad, right? I just think the other one looks more natural. If you wanted to share this with somebody, you could. I could share it. I could copy the link and maybe send it to somebody, whatever, like a friend or a group chat. I could share it on X, LinkedIn, or Reddit. But if you're going to share it on those platforms, I advise that you download it and then upload it natively. You want to test different types of prompts. What you're doing as you're testing prompts is you'll find prompts that really hit with your personal brand that you're like, whoa, that looks exactly like me. You almost want to store a file or keep a list of those prompts because think about it, those are almost codes for your personal brand to accelerate the scalability. And that's the IP, right? Is coming up with the prompts that scale your essence in the best way possible and using these tools. If you want some of the prompts, just message me prompts on LinkedIn. For me, Gemini definitely won, but ChatGPT has definitely improved a lot compared to its last image generation model.